What's going on, guys? I just wanted to do a quick recording of my arena videos, and I just want to show you guys my team. Now, I only have this one team. I don't have multiple setups for this yet, but I'm hoping to be able to do that in the coming few days, I guess. So basically, the way this works is I actually saw a video by the YouTuber The Ultimate Cheat where he kind of recommended different builds. And I kind of went with the slash resist build. I think that's probably one of the better ones of the options you have here with King Mont. So I don't necessarily have the best cards for him, and best equipment, but I kind of went with what I had. So I've been using 3 slashers basically, and it's been going decent. The only thing that I feel like I don't have is some sort of heal or some sort of magic attacker. That kind of makes me want to use Yuna, but I'm going to stick with this for now. Both Delita and Seymour have come in with a few clutch attacks every so often, so that's kind of been a treat so much. Seymour has an attack which gets upgraded in his EX, which I believe it's called Oborozuki. I'm not entirely sure of the pronunciation of that, but it gets upgraded for his EX, and he's landed that a couple of times, and it's actually been pretty strong. Like, the timing of those 2 attacks was just really good. So basically what I'm going to do now is I'm going to try to just go into arena and just hunt some slash teams. Probably not this Titus right here. Well, I might do that first Titus actually. So kind of the thing is that there's a lot of Titus around, there's a lot of Yuna around. I don't really want to fight teams like this where it's like a maxed out Titus or Yuna, but I am okay with like a Titus that's around level 100. The problem is that even though my team is kind of built for slash resistance, I can also be blocked by slash resistance. So if I kind of go up against like another King Mont with slash resistance, sort of like this, I may run into some issues. So I'm just kind of looking for slash resist or slash attackers. And again, this is another slash resist. This is a heavy slash resist considering it's Whisper. But let me just keep going through this and see if I could find anything good to go up against. And if not, I'll just go up against the first one. So I don't like this Garvel. Actually, this isn't too bad. It's a 79 Garvel. I don't think this is necessarily built for dodge, although it does have some dodge in it because of the speed and because of the Siege's hat. I think this is mostly geared towards dark. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to fight this and see how I do. Granted, I'm not an expert in arena, but I thought I'd just record this. So my idea is just to kind of throw Mont together with Delita and Seymour. So I've kind of lowered Seymour and Delita's agility as much as I could because I feel like they kind of just run ahead way too fast. I kind of just want Mont to go up ahead first. So I think I made a change there. I wasn't supposed to have that. He's supposed to just do meditate, and I'm not entirely sure why he has that or why he did that. But the good thing is that they are attacking Mont here, and Mont did get a good hit in. So considering Mont hit that Venera, I'm guessing her dodge isn't that high up. As you can see here, Mont is taking some attacks from both Dwayne and Venera at the same time. Dwayne is a pretty high attacker, so the fact that he did do a lot of damage, but the fact that Mont survived is actually pretty good. So here we see Garvel going to do some magic attacks, and that's definitely going to hurt Mont here. And with basically the reflux there, that's not good for me. So looks like Seymour went down, so it's up to Mont at this point, and it's not looking super good considering how low he was. But I'm actually pretty happy with how that did, so I'm not really complaining about that too much. That one dodge there was pretty big. One thing to note about this map is just like, it's not really that great. the middle slot is kind of, doesn't really allow for the tank to move up as much because of that weird pillar there. But, you know, we kind of just deal with what we get. So I know that wasn't a win, but I think that did pretty good. I don't really want to go up against water, but I might have to. So this, I'm probably going to lose this, but it might be good to just go up against this just to kind of test it out. So between the two sterns, they can lower slash resistance and defense. So that could be a problem, but we're not going to really try to guess what's going to happen. We'll just see what actually happens. So right off the bat, they have way more agility than we do. But it looks like that Venera is actually really slow, which is kind of weird for Venera. And I completely forgot about that Holy Knight's Cheer. I don't want Delita to use that because he can build AP faster using his Meditate skill. And actually right away you could see that Mont took a nice hit from the regular Stern. And he actually got a good AoE hit there, but Stern was able to Dragon Blade, I guess that was, and recover life. So that's kind of not good already. Our Mont has no way of healing. He's already pretty far down. So it looked like Mont didn't really use Proclamation, so he couldn't really draw hate for too long. But it looks like he's actually surviving. So Runestone is down, so that's probably a good thing. Do we survive this? Yes, we do. And do we have enough to pull off a good attack? Bam! So our King Mont holds on by slightly, like a tiny, slight hair of a margin there. And he's able to pull it off for us. So every bit of that slash resistance did matter there in the end. So that was actually really good. What I generally want Mont to do is, I guess, not to get into range. I do want him to use Proclamation, but I also do want him to use Bells. It seems like yesterday he was using both and it was working out pretty well. But I would rather he prioritize Proclamation just to kind of draw that hate. I'm going to disable Holy Knight's Cheer here for Delita. I just don't really know what to put on him, like off the top of my head. So I'm just going to leave it like that. I don't remember having Holy Knight's Cheer on him, but I guess it is what it is. So it looks like we have another Ruined Stern here. And a Dwayne with Ayaka as backup. Kind of don't want to fight this, but let's fight this and see what happens. I think if Mont uses the Proclamation, I think this could go pretty well. I guess the Dwayne does have some hate built in, but Dwayne doesn't really have a lot of hate. So I'm kind of expecting the leader to eventually go after Ayaka and sort of snuff out that healing potential there, and you know, the full life potential there. So let's see what Mont does. He's gonna go in for the attack, and it doesn't look like he's gonna be using Proclamation unless I disable Bells. So that's something I want to consider maybe for the next battle. It looks like Seymour got disabled there, so that's not very good. And this heal is just way too good for their side. It looks like Delita actually came in with some good damage. And for some reason, Stern didn't attack. So, I mean, we're surviving for the time being. It looks like Ayaka might go for the full life. Hopefully, Delita gets in there and finishes her off. And now it's 2 against 1 against Stern. And I think this is looking pretty good, unless he uses Hazard Pressure. So good. And Delita should be able to clean up, but it looks like Mont was able to do it. So actually that did pretty well. The healing wasn't too much of a factor, and Dwayne went down pretty quickly, so I'm actually pretty happy with that. So that's pretty good. I like the result of that one. So this team is doing pretty well. I don't hate it. I know I'm not really that high of a ranking, but I also don't have, so let's kind of go back here. My Demon Wall is maxed. My Three Sisters card is maxed. It's not necessarily the best card, but it's maxed. And now we have my echoing screams is not fully maxed, but it's pretty decent. As you can see here, I'm sort of wearing a golden armor +5 and an iron armor +4 or 5 +5. And then I have 1 +5 flame tongue, and I have 1 +4 flame tongue. So you can kind of see what I'm dealing with here. And the purple lightning is +4. So what I noticed is that Seymour, I actually kind of like his TMR weapon, but I kind of need him to do that Uldua's TMR for the defense piercing. Granted, this map kind of has built-in defense piercing, so that's actually kind of helpful. I guess it kind of depends on who's attacking. So again, this is something I don't really want to fight because it has that 120 Yuna and the 115 Titus, but we're kind of just making a video here, so I'm just gonna fight it and see what happens. Looks like we're pretty evenly matched on attack power, but they do have the magic on the Yuna, so that might make the difference. Alright, so let's get into it and see what happens here. And again, I forgot to disable bells, but I guess we'll leave that on him for now. Maybe I didn't have bells on him last night. I don't exactly remember what I did. Right, I remember him using Proclamation a lot more. Maybe it has to do with range.
Darkness is my strength.
Maybe it's Claws of the Young Lion. Maybe I had that disabled, but I don't think I did. Because, yeah, even Maiming Slash has range enough to reach Dwayne there. So maybe it was just my matchups yesterday that just didn't move forward enough. So actually that's a good tank against the Dwayne hit. That's a lot of damage from Yuna. That 120 Yuna is going to be kind of a problem. Looks like she casted re-raise. I usually always miss the re-raise. I kind of am not always paying attention. But it looks like Mont was able to clean up the Dwayne and sort of separate himself from the group. And Seymour is able to finish off the Yuna. So I'm not super worried here about the Titus. But Titus is really fast, so he might be able to pull something off. But I don't like how they're grouping up here, so this might be bad. But Titus doesn't necessarily have AoE attacks, but he did go after Delita, and... Oh wait, okay, so Seymour did get a turn. I was going to say Seymour might not get the turn, but he did get the turn. But it just wasn't enough. I'm kind of not feeling the Hien on Seymour. It looked like he didn't move. I'm not entirely sure if he just stood still. But I might disable Hien and see how that goes. So let's, for this last match, or do we have 2 more left? Let's disable Hien and let's disable bells. I think Mont will be okay without bells. So let's kind of just see what happens. Let's disable Hien really quickly for duel. And then let's disable bells and see what happens. I think with Proclamation, he should be okay. He's not going to be able to do like his limit burst or anything, but he should be okay. So let's go into it like this and see what happens. Let's check out that first battle and see what it is. So this is actually, I think this might be good. Last time I fought in Orlando, I think I did pretty well. The only thing I'm kind of worried about here is the Garvel, especially since he's in the middle. But let's see what happens. Proclamation, he's definitely going to hit King Mont. So I have a feeling he's going to do most of his HP in damage. But let's kind of see here and what happens. Let's not get ahead of ourselves too much. He's got the physics shield, so that's going to be a little hard to get through, but again, we'll just see what happens. Looks like Delita and Seymour are kind of doing the right thing for now. So we'll keep following along here. So that was actually a pretty good take of that hit. So I'm kind of guessing this is not the greatest opponent here. He might not have the best VCs or equipment because he's not doing a lot of damage. Even Orlando against Delita should have done a lot more damage. But looks like Seymour does go down. Ooh, and Mont doesn't have enough AP to do anything good. But Delita does take out Garvel, and I think Garvel was pretty much the biggest threat. Looks like Mont didn't sustain a lot of hate there, so that actually kind of worked out because the leader was kind of tanky. But again, I'm kind of just thinking this wasn't the greatest team to go up against. They just weren't really that strong. But overall, I think this team kind of did well. I was kind of just hoping to see Mont tank some attacks. He did take that Garble attack well, but I don't think he was supposed to. And since Garble used that shield, I don't think I was supposed to do that much damage against him. But that's kind of what happens here in Arena. You don't really know what you're going up against. So we ended up at 8,100, not as low or high, I guess, as I ended up last night and as I would have wanted to. But I think we're gonna just end it there. That was just kind of just trying this out to see how it goes, and I hope you guys enjoyed it. I did kind of like those first couple of matches there, but I didn't like ending up on that last Garble that wasn't really powered up as much. So guys, thanks for watching. I hope you could get something out of this, and I'll see you guys in the next video.